Hi friends, this is your girl Yasmin Arrington Brooks, aka Yazzie Speaks. If you are seeing this video, you are seeing it for a reason. And my hope and my prayer is that you will just take a few minutes and watch and listen all the way to the end. So, me and the Holy Spirit did something, and we published a book. This is a self-published book. And the title is From Tragedy to Triumph. The subtitle is A Personal Journey of Healing, Love, Purpose, and Legacy by yours truly, Yasmin Arrington Brooks. You guys, I actually never, that I recall, I never had to publish a memoir on my goal list, or you know how we do our annual goals, or we put it on our if you do vision boards. That actually wasn't something that I was planning to do. Most people who do decide to write memoirs typically will write it towards the latter part of their life. But this is a new season, and God is truly rising up his remnant. And in this realm, there are certain voices and faces that we see and we hear all the time, right? Granted, all of them have gifts and talents. All of them are worthy to be seen and to be heard. But there is also a group. There are also many among us. Really, all of us have a story to tell, right? If you're still living right now, you have a story to tell. You have a testimony. You've overcome obstacles and challenges, right, in your life. But there are some that have not yet come to the forefront. Who are either in the process of sharing their testimonies, whether it's on YouTube or through blogs, through various social media platforms, and also through books. And it is even in the midst of judgment, right? Even in the midst of a judgment season, there is always, right now, as long as we're living, there's still time for redemption. There's still redemption. There's still love. There's still God's love. There's still mercy and grace to be found, but we have to seek it. We have to do the work. And so without making this video too long, this right here, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to each and every person who has already purchased a copy of this book. I am not in the pursuit. It's not about making money, making sales, and all that good stuff. This had to be birthed. And you guys, this was done with supernatural, divine speed, but also with intentionality. I started this journey back in, it was about September of 2024. And as I'm recording this and releasing it, it is May 2025. And you guys, by the way, this is the hardback version. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is, I am just, God is so amazing. I mean, I've never, and then this is the paperback. I know they look a little different, but yeah, this is the paperback and this is the hardback. And they're both, there are pictures in each chapter. They're in color, and I just share my story. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to take you through the table of contents, and I'm also going to show you a few of the, some of the book, and read part of the dedication so that you will know who this book is for. And if it resonates with you, then I encourage you to purchase a copy. Now, look, I used to love to read as a child. Like I would read all the time. It was an escape for me. It was fun. But as I went through school and school got more challenging, and through college, it was kind of hard for me to make time or be intentional about reading for like leisure reading. But I encourage you, if you purchase this book, if you feel led to purchase it, if you feel led to read it, there's something in here for you. And so I encourage you, even if you have to just read a couple of pages a day, a few pages, one chapter a week. The chapters are short, and I believe it's an easy read, because I wrote as though I'm telling you the story. Like we're just sitting in the living room and we're just chilling, and I'm telling you the story. So this is the table of contents right here. We have in the very beginning, there is what we call praise for this book, Praise from Tragedy to Triumph, and there are quotes or endorsement blurbs from some of my former professors, friends, and mentors, about what this book is about, and why they endorse this book and believe in me and the messages in it. And then I recently listened to a sermon by John Ramirez. John Ramirez, if you haven't heard of him, he's a former Satanist. He grew up, he literally was raised in the occult. And he became a very high ranking, I don't know if he was a warlock, but he became a very high ranking. And he has a very powerful testimony of how God delivered him. And he has published books. He preaches and teaches about deliverance and how we can seek God and, try to live a righteous life, right? Not perfect, but he exposes darkness and the tactics of the enemy against people. And he gave a sermon where he said, God can't use a person greatly unless they've been hurt deeply. So that one quote to me sort of summarizes a lot of my life thus far, and also some of the themes of the book. In this book, I am very transparent, and I talk about my experiences from childhood through all the way to my young adult years. And I talk about witnessing domestic violence for a portion of my childhood. I talk about witnessing and experiencing alcoholism, and with God rest her soul, with my mom, and seeing her suffer in a lot of different ways, and unhealed traumas. And I even talk about her funeral and just how great of an impact it had on me and my family at the time. I talk about also life, like college experiences, the good, the bad, the ugly, having sweet mates, having a party for my 21st birthday. It's just, I talk about some of my international travels, which haven't been that many, but the ones that there are a couple that I wrote about that were very powerful, transformative experiences. So let me take you through. So the table of contents, we have the dedication, which I will read part of it to you. The foreword is by Dr. Amy Johnson, who was my Caribbean history professor when I was an undergrad at Elon University in North Carolina. Then the acknowledgments about the author, introduction, the hospital visit, and then there are three parts, three main sections. So the first part are called the teenage years. So that's where I go back and forth where some moments, like I have to take you back to my childhood before I can get into my teenage years, right? Or I kind of, may reflect back. And then part 2 are the college years, and part 3 are the young adult years. And so under the teenage years are the chapters, the funeral, the trip to Cali, the final phone call, the scholarships, the Pura Vida, the nonprofit, the Victoria Falls. Part 2, the college years, the history bug, the big break, the photo shoot, the college sweetmates, the senior year, the graduation, the Imago Day, the gospel spirit. And finally, the young adult years, the apartment, the soulmate, the agency, the condo, the dark night of the soul, the wedding, the comeback kid, and the conclusion. So who is this book for? Who is it dedicated to? So I'm only going to read part of it because it's a long dedication. But, hey, that's what you can do when you write your own book, especially when you self-publish. So this book is dedicated to the outcasts who never really fit into the crowd, the dreamers who refuse to give up on their dreams and passions, the believers who hold on to their faith and hope no matter what the present situation looks like, and the chosen ones who use their gifts and talents with integrity to help and inspire people. This is it is so beautiful, you guys. It is so beautiful. It's just beautiful. Let me show you a few of the pictures. They're in color. Some pictures here. See if I can show you a few more. I guess. Yeah, there we go. Get your copy, you all. When you read, if you read it and when you read it, I want to know. Take a picture, take pictures with it, send it to me. This is a part of my being obedient and a part of the Great Commission, to go out into all the world and, to make fishers of men and to go out in all the world and spread the gospel. You guys, I could go on and on and on. There's so much to say, but there's a lot of power in this book. And it through my own life experiences, it helps to show that miracles still do happen and they can happen, but you have to believe. And it sounds very Disney Channel, right? It sounds very pie in the sky, but it's true. You have to believe. And I talk about the importance of forgiveness, as difficult as it is. And when you hear and learn some of the experiences I went through, right? I'm sure you may have gone through some similar experiences or your own version of it. Sometimes it's hard, and sometimes it takes years, right? But forgiveness is necessary when we make the decision to heal. I could go on and on, but please make sure you get your copy of this, From Tragedy to Triumph. And if you have a book club and you want to make this a book for one of your, for the quarter or for half a year, if you'd like to have a book discussion, I would love to. I'm looking to do some book readings, discussions, and signings. And this is not about me. I mean, I am a vessel, and I have chosen to allow heaven, to allow light, to allow Jesus, to allow Abba Father to use me for not only his glory, but for kingdom building, for to save souls. You have to know that this life is spiritual, even though we're living in a physical 3D world, but it is spiritual, and we are souls living in a what we'll call a human experience, right? Um, I could go deeper and break off into, but we don't have time for all that, right? But anyway, this is my gift. This is my gift to you. I know that it will bless you. It will bless those who read it, and I'm just excited. I'm excited to meet many of you that I haven't met already, to hear how the book, or a chapter, has impacted you. So yeah, I love you guys, and we'll talk soon. Till next time, peace.